So the other day, my friend asked me to sit down and do an anger management video for him. And I laughed at him. I said, you got to be kidding me, man. I'm not the guy that should be teaching people about anger management. I've got my own issues that I've got to deal with. And so he said, that's exactly why you'd be good at it, because folks want to talk to people that have the same kind of issues. So today, we're going to talk about anger management. So the other day, I'm coming back from the store, and the light turns green, and I need to turn left. And there's this clown in front of me, sitting in the middle of an intersection, waiting for all the moments for the cars to go by. He could go now, he could go now. I'm going, let's go. And he's not turning. Finally, the light turns red, and we're both stuck out there in the middle of the intersection. I'm just about to honk, and he finally goes. So I turn left. And out of the corner of my eye, I see another guy flip me the bird. So on my drive home, I'm thinking about all kinds of crazy things. I got language running through my mind. I got how I'd like to give him a piece of my mind. Maybe I should turn around, but I'm in a company truck. I'd probably better just dial it down. I'm wearing flip-flops. You can't fight a man in flip-flops. You're going to take your shoe off and throw it at him. That's not going to work out very well. So I just kept driving home. But I found myself the entire drive home thinking about what I'd like to do about that situation. Because really, it was out of my control, and I thought that this guy was wrong, and I let him get under my skin. So I had an old boss say to me one time, you know, Ryan, anger is the most useless human emotion there is. And I thought about it. I never really looked at it that way. What does it mean it's useless? And I thought, you know, he's right. I've never woken up the next day and said to myself, man, I'm so glad I got mad at that driver, or at someone I love, or at my boss, or something that happened in my life. I've never thought, whoo, man, it really did something for me to get angry. Okay, so here's the deal. We know we're going to get angry tomorrow or next week, or something's going to tick us off. And so here's a few things that we can use to keep ourselves from reacting in a way that we know is going to be negative in our lives. The first one is be slow to anger. What's the hurry to respond? When we are angry and we respond in a hurry, that's often the times where we're like, oh man, I just lost that argument all because I responded in a poor way, or I've damaged a relationship, or standing with somebody in my job, or something of that nature. So we want to be slow to respond. Think about it. Keep your mouth shut for a minute. Take a deep breath. Number two, don't say anything negative. I got some advice from a book one time that said, hey, go through the whole day without saying anything negative to your spouse. And I thought, oh man, that's going to be pretty hard. I came outside. I think there was a backpack laying in the way to the door to the garage. It's like, oh, who didn't put their backpack away? But I shut my mouth. I didn't say anything. The next day, the book challenged me not to say anything negative again. I thought, 2 days in a row, I'm not going to say anything negative. But you know what? I got angry in those 2 days, but I held that to that commitment, and it paid off for me. Tip number 3, think about the consequences. If you react a particular way, how long is it going to take for you to undo the wrath of that mistake? You know, I was listening to Dave Ramsey one time. He was talking about money management. And if you're going to make a big financial decision, wait a day. Wait for that impulse to wear off. Otherwise, you could end up signing up for a loan that's going to take you month after month and year after year to pay for. And when we react sometimes and we don't pay attention to what the consequences might be, we can find ourselves in the same situation. Then tip number 4, don't ruminate. When a cow eats some food, some grass, he regurgitates it and he chews on it. I don't know about you, but if I'm throwing something up that's already partially digested, I certainly don't want to spend time chewing on it. It's rotten, it's gross, it tastes like vomit. You're going to spit it out. So why do we do this though when we get angry? When we get angry, a lot of times we sit back and we ruminate on it. We think about it all day long. You drive all the way home thinking about the guy that gave you the bird, or the person at work that made you upset. You role play what you want to say to him in their head, your head, over and over and over and over again. And it often just leads to poor health for you. You know that people who are angrier and ruminate on things have a higher risk of having a heart attack. So why do we ruminate on things? We need to stop doing that. All right, so next week you're going to be faced with a situation, possibly sooner, when you get ticked off. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to... Are you kidding me, man? I'm filming. This is the 5th shot we've made on this.